Hey everyone, and welcome to the first episode of B3 News, which will hopefully be a weekly series recapping what's going on in the world of heavy metal. In this episode, we've got Pantera, Slayer, Alice in Chains, and a sad but also slightly strange story involving Vital Remains. Let's get started. Of course, the top story this week is the passing of Pantera, Damageplan, and Hell Yeah drummer Vinnie Paul Abbott at his home in Las Vegas at the age of 54. At this time, the cause of death is not official, but it appears to have been from a massive heart attack with no foul play suspected. Vinnie Paul, along with his brother Dimebag Darrell Abbott, formed the highly influential groove metal band Pantera, which achieved mainstream success throughout the 90s. My first band t-shirt was actually a Pantera Far Beyond Driven shirt, and The Great Southern Trendkill was the second metal album I ever owned, both of which I purchased at the age of 12, having never even listened to Pantera. Seriously. I just saw Beavis and Butthead on TV talking about how cool Pantera is and decided to buy a shirt and a CD. Yep. I was a poser in middle school. On the bright side, that album kicks ass, and I'm glad that bands like Pantera and Metallica helped me to get out of my gangsta rap phase back in middle school, so Dime, Vinny, thank you, and rest in peace. Next bit of news comes from Slayer, who, as some of you know, just wrapped up the first leg of what they're calling their last ever North American tour, with the second leg set to begin next month. Now, it looked as though the November and December dates in Europe would be the official end of Slayer's farewell tour, with the December 8th Finland date appearing to be their final show. But as it turns out, they ain't done yet. The Hellfest Open Air Festival's Facebook page has just put up a video announcing that Slayer will perform at next year's Hellfest in Western France. On that video is Tom Araya himself saying that this will be Slayer's last show in France ever. Now, to be fair, there are no French dates on the upcoming European tour, so it's not like they misled anyone, but if this is any indication, it looks like Slayer isn't quite finished yet. And if you missed them last time around, there's still some hope. Before we get to the next story, I want to let you know about this video sponsor, bandshirtsusa.com. If you're in a band and you want to sell shirts online, but you don't want to buy a bunch of stock, and deal with shipping, and deal with security and hackers, then check out Bandshirts USA. You can send your designs, have them on t-shirts, tanks, hoodies, whatever you want. Your fans can buy online with free shipping, and you get paid for every item that sells. My band has been on there from day one, and we've sold probably about 40 or 50 items on there, all around the country, and even one sale in New Zealand. Without this website, that never would have happened. So check out bandshirtsusa.com, link is down in the description, and let's get back to the show. Unfortunately, we have another death to report, but this one's a bit weird. Now, there's no good way to report on someone's passing, and please understand that I mean no disrespect whatsoever in this story, and, well, see for yourself. Rhode Island death metal band Vital Remains have had several vocalists over the decades that they've been around, and news broke this week that one of their former frontmen, Jake Raymond, has passed away at the age of 40. Now, Raymond was in Vital Remains way back in 1999, which is several years before Glenn Benton joined the band and they started getting attention nationwide. He wasn't on any recordings, and in fact, his obituary in the Cape Cod Times doesn't even mention the band at all. So why am I bringing this up? Well, by some odd coincidence, Jake Raymond is the third Vital Remains vocalist to die in the last 12 months. Scott Wiley, another former vocalist from about 10 years ago, died last November after a long battle with drugs and mental illness, and last July 4th, another former frontman, Chris Ross, was killed by his brother-in-law after an altercation. Current Vital Remains vocalist Brian Werner was last seen covered in bubble wrap and surrounded by 24-hour security guards. Sorry, that was terrible. That was tasteless. Just move on. Alright, on a lighter note, we'll wrap up with Alice in Chains, who just released another single from their upcoming album, Rainier Fog? That's the name of the album? Right? Anyway, the single is called So Far Under, and if you're a fan of classic Alice in Chains, you'll definitely enjoy the new track, so go check it out. The new album will be out on August 24th, and the band will also begin the US portion of their tour around the same time, with the nearest Jacksonville date being October 26th in St. Augustine. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this episode. Please subscribe for more content, and we'll be back next week with some more B3 News.